Welcome back, everyone. We're here with a brand new Cabral concept, the weekend edition of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Each and every weekend, we answer as many questions as we can, usually 5 to 6 every Saturday and 5 to 6 every Sunday. All these questions are written in exactly how you wrote them in at stevencabral.com/askcabral. We read them the same exact way. Nothing is edited. And I want to make sure that I can get you the best possible answer for your wellness, weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, healthy biohacking based questions. So let's dive right into it. These are your questions. Always happy to get to them. They come in they're answered in the order they come in. So right now we're answering questions from around February 20th. If your question came in before February 20th, it's already been answered at stevencabral.com/podcast. You can just search those shows for your answer. All right, let's get started. No medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical diagnosis, or cures of any type. All right, Audrey's up first. Hi, Dr. Cabral. Have you ever heard of a detox foot bath? My dad is doing them at a health center here, where he soaks his feet for 30 minutes in a copper basin. They add salt and electrodes to the water. After 30 minutes, the water is a nasty brownish color, which must be the toxins being pulled from the body. Is this legit? How does this work? Thanks. Okay. I've gotten this question so many times. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. And I get it. I totally understand. There's a lot of wellness centers doing this, but I'm going to dedicate a whole podcast to it. And I'm probably going to do it next week, because over the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've gotten that question each weekend host call. And I want to make sure that I can just say, hey, I answered it right here. I want to make sure that I get you the full answer. So I'm going to do a full show either next week or the week after. So stay tuned for that. And it's going to be on foot detox baths, or detox foot baths work. And I'm going to share with you various ways, various evidence, what works better than other things. But legitimately, just to cut to the chase, but I want to give you the full details because there's actually some benefit from them, but it's not from pulling toxins from your body. So the studies have already been done. If someone has a new study, I would love to see it. But the study was done just a little over 10 years ago. And it was really well done. They did a detox foot bath, and they tested the water when it was done. They tested I don't know if it was urine, but believe it was urine for excretion of toxins from the kidneys. And they also did the hair too. So fascinating. And it showed no additional detoxification. And so I want to go through what the brown is in the water. I want to go through how there are actually benefits from detox foot baths, but it's not really detoxification. It's honestly not. The way the body mainly detoxes is through sweat, through stool, urine, and typically like huffing it off oxygen-wise. So the best thing to do, functional medicine detoxes, and sauna. So detoxes you're only going to do quarterly to more in depth. Daily, you're going to keep taking your detox-based nutrients, and then infrared sauna or regular sauna. And those are great ways, because now you're sweating it out with the functional medicine detox or the daily nutrients, like a daily detox support or daily nutritional support. You're giving your liver, kidneys what it needs to help their own detoxification process. So kind of a long answer. I'm doing a full show because there are actually benefits, but it's not pulling toxins through your feet. It's just, I haven't seen any evidence, and I do like to go by the science as well. Okay, any information on what causes this or a natural treatment for May-Thurner Syndrome? Okay, we've got a lot of questions, and again, I never do any prep for this, so these are sometimes people writing in and definitely playing like Let's Stump Dr. Cabral. But I do like these questions. So I'm not an expert in May-Thurner Syndrome, but without looking up and going into the research, I do know that this is a vein-based issue or an arterial-based issue in the pelvis. And directly, and the only reason I really remember this is because I was in fitness for so long. And it's not like you really get out of fitness, but I'm no longer, like, my day-to-day job is not personal training or strength and conditioning. And so this had to do with an artery or vein near the psoas, the iliac area of the essentially inguinal cleft, like your pelvis, your hip. And so that's why I remember it, because we had a couple people come in. And so again, I can't give you any medical treatment plans. What can help is reducing overall inflammation in the body. So what are the sources of inflammation? it's like the whole de-stress protocol, right? Diet, exercise, stress reduction, toxin removal, rest, etc. But we help people lose weight. We cleaned up their diet, more Mediterranean style, anti-inflammatory diet. We did things like sauna. We basically got their bodies very healthy. And lo and behold, they got healthy. And so, I can't provide any medical advice or treatment plans, but these things really do work without a doubt. And the compression is what caused the issue. So if there's more weight and there's an improper alignment in terms of posture and all that seated during the day in the tight psoas muscles, it could lead to an exacerbation of that. So hopefully that was helpful. All right, Stephanie's up next. Stephanie says, hi, Dr. Ball. I had a question about how you find all new and recent research studies. I'm a registered nurse looking to get into nurse research and focus in functional medicine. I've been following you for years and I've learned so much from your wisdom. Almost every podcast, it seems you have new and very recent research, especially in Friday review shows, and wondering if you look up new studies every day or if you have some system or alerts you use that notifies you of research studies that might interest you. If so, what are the major research databases that you use? Thank you for your passion in this field. You've taught me so much and can't wait to start IHP in the future. Well, we can't wait to have you, Stephanie, inside of IHP, so we appreciate you. So, okay, I use so many. Like, that's the thing. On my desk, you can't see right now, my desk is a mess. I always am reading books. And inside of those books, like, think about the Rain Barrel Effect has more than over 300 clinical citations in it, right? So it's a lot of research. So when I'm reading a book, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I look it up. And that's what I do. And so then one study often leads to another because I'm usually on PubMed, and then I can see additional studies below. So that's always helpful. I have a clinical scientist on the Equalife team, and we're always going back and forth about herbs and vitamins and minerals and clinical research on that. So there's that. I get alerts with Google Alert. So I'll type in specific things that I'm looking for in terms of research. So I'll get Google Alerts. I look at Science Daily, and that will look at, it's called Science Daily, but it's really not updated all that often. Like, you can kind of do it once a week and you can kind of see all your different updates there. I get various publications, and in those publications, I'm seeing snippets of studies. And then if I'm interested, which I often am, I then go deeper into the study. So I guess that's a good place to start, right? So all of those are what I'm doing. I even use the AI-based plugins now with ChatGPT 4 called Scholarly. Yeah, Scholarly. Well, I can go to a particular topic and then I can pull up the current research that's out and then future research that's being done. So I love that, especially in the field of cancer. I'm looking at new research that's being done on certain immunomodulators and even anti-inflammatories that are being used for like pancreatic-based issues. So yeah, I love research, and I try to make it interesting on the show because research by itself is pretty dry. But and then my colleagues. So I'm in various chats with colleagues of mine, and we geek out and we share research studies. And we talk about the research. So then, there's that as well. So there's not one place, but those are the areas, and that's hopefully helpful. All right. One more question today. This one is from Kay. Kay says, hi, Dr. Ball. I would like to thank you and your team for everything you do. I did the big 5 to figure out the root cause of my psoriasis, bloating, gas, and prep pre-pregnancy. We flagged mercury and aluminum were elevated, candida overgrowth, high oxalic acid, high cortisol, low DHEA. I did the 21-day detox. Psoriasis was then 95% gone. Autoimmune markers gone on my blood work. It's unbelievable. So again, I'm not giving you medical treatment plans, but there are so many people in the world who are so skeptical, and I get it. I was one of those people. But this individual did a 21-day functional medicine detox, the same one we have at Equalife for anyone in the world to get. 95% of their psoriasis was gone, and their autoimmune markers were then gone on their blood work after 21 days. I mean, these things are not one-offs. These phenomenal, Kay. And again, I'm not taking any of the credit. We offer the protocol, but it's the individual that needs to complete it, and Kay completed it, and she got the results. So amazing, Kay. Okay, so now Kay is writing in, I started the heavy metal detox and the intestinal cleanse, working on estrogen balance and sleep. I'm doing the CBO protocol. I'm using daily sauna, the de-stress protocol. Question, is there any downside to adding Mastic Gum for bloating to the CBO protocol. I can't do the stool test internationally. How can we support sleep during pregnancy and breastfeeding? I've not slept this well since my TBI 12 years and missed the melatonin for 2 nights and really felt it. Thanks in advance. Oh, okay. I totally understand what you're saying. Okay. So you're doing amazing. By now, it's about 2 months later that you've been doing this. So you're already 2 months into the CBO protocol. Please remember, instead of waiting 2 months for me to read it live on the show, you can ask every day at cabralsupportgroup.com. Michelle Blake has been working with our team for 7 years. Daniel's been working on the team for years. Lauren Davies answering questions. We have amazing people on this team answering your questions there. And they'll ask me, if they have questions as well. Okay, so doing great. Can you add mastic gum? No problem at all. Literally no problem at all. Adding mastic gum. So yeah, there you have it. And then what else? How do you support your sleep during pregnancy? For sure. So there are things that you can use during pregnancy. Can't give you medical advice again, because believe it or not, pregnancy is considered a medical condition legitimately. So we can't provide medical support for pregnancy. So I don't like to use a lot of herbs for women that are pregnant. What I will use instead are items like calming magnesium or the full spectrum magnesium, or even both. Full spectrum magnesium is typically taken at dinner, and then calming magnesium can be taken before bed. Besides that, a few that I'm usually okay with are a chamomile tea, a ginger tea, which isn't exactly for sleep, but it's very calming for the digestive system, the body. It's nice and warm, calming. And then I don't typically recommend this, but oftentimes people can use a fractional dose, a tiny amount of melatonin if it's the only thing they can do to kind of knock down those cortisol levels, which are not good in pregnancy, and help sleep. But we don't go there first. We're usually using the 3-2-1 sleep formula, 3-2-1 sleep technique. Basically, it's a technique, not a supplement. I've got a whole podcast on that. We're using magnesium, and we're using zinc as well. So zinc can be very powerful, especially at dinner, to help get that body into a more calm state. So zinc and magnesium first do, and then we can move on to others as needed. Hopefully that was helpful, Kay. Thank you everybody for writing into the show. Thank you, I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow, answer another 5 to 6 questions from our community. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.